First, we start with a West African country you've likely never heard of, the Kingdom of Dahomey. Now, Dahomey was not a peripheral player in the Atlantic slave trade. It was central to it. The kingdom's wealth, its military power, and its cultural splendor were built entirely on the systematic capture, sale, and export of human beings. By the end of the kingdom, an estimated 1.9 million slaves came from West African coastline controlled by the Dahomey. The kingdom obtained its slaves by waging perpetual warfare upon its neighbors. In the 19th century, a Dahomeyan king named Gezo described the slave trade as the ruling principle of my people. It is the source of their glory and health. Their songs celebrate their victories, and the mother lulls the child to sleep with notes of triumph over an enemy reduced to slavery. Now, in many cases, the kingdom of Dahomey obtained these slaves by deploying an all-female military unit called the Dahomey Amazons. They were the chief slave catchers of the empire. The Amazons would raid nearby towns and return with large contingents of slaves, along with the heads of anyone who resisted. One missionary who visited the country in 1861 described some of Dahomey's soldiers as equipped with 3-foot-long straight razors, which they held two-handed, and which were supposedly capable of splitting a man into two halves. According to one historian, quote, "When Amazons walked out of the palace, they were preceded by a slave girl carrying a bell. Sound told every male to get out of their path, retire a certain distance, and look the other way. If the men didn't get out of the way, they stood a very good chance of being split in half." The Dahomey Amazons ran roughshod over the region. An American missionary named Jacob Bauer discovered 18 depopulated towns over 60 miles near the territory of Dahomey. The death toll was massive. Gezo, the king we mentioned earlier, built a palace called the Singboji, which used human skulls for bricks and human blood as mortar. His throne sat on the skulls of 4 enemy chiefs. Assuming you survived a Dahomey raid, which wasn't likely, and were taken captive, it was far preferable to be sold to Europeans than to remain in Dahomey. Slaves they couldn't sell or that they didn't want anymore were subjected to torture and public executions. That's because the Dahomeyans believed that they could communicate with the gods through human sacrifice. On average, they dispatched about 500 people a year. Roughly 10% were killed at the annual custom, a yearly mass slaughter.